Don't rush to throw away this old plastic chair, because today I'm going to turn it into a beautiful growing space that also saves room. I will grow 2 types of plants using 2 completely different methods on the same plastic chair, while also decorating it to transform something that seemed ready to be discarded into a unique highlight in the garden. How will this old chair change, and which method will produce better results? Watch until the end of the video to see the final outcome. If you love eggplants, this is an option worth trying. Here I have some eggplant seeds. I prepared 6 soil-filled nursery bags and made small holes about 1 inch deep. Then, I sowed the seeds directly into the holes, placing several seeds in each one to increase the germination rate. After sowing, I added a little water to keep the soil moist. After 7 days, the eggplant seedlings had sprouted and developed 2 young green cotyledons. Some seeds were only just beginning to emerge. The germination rate is quite high, isn't it? After 10 days, the eggplant seedlings had grown taller. Their stems were stronger, and the 2 cotyledons had opened wider. Some plants were beginning to produce their first true leaves in the center, although their growth did not appear very even. After 15 days, the eggplant seedlings were about 2 inches tall, with stronger stems. Their true leaves had opened wider and become darker green. The roots were still developing, so I did not rush to transplant them into the soil. Instead, I removed the weaker and slower growing seedlings, leaving only 1 plant in each nursery bag. After 20 days, the eggplant seedlings had reached 5 inches tall. They are growing very quickly, aren't they? Many true leaves had developed, and I thought this was the right time to transplant them. But first, I will reuse this chair as a planter. Because the openings around it are quite large, I will attach additional wooden slats to cover them and prevent the soil from falling out. I use a drill and screws to secure the wooden slats to the plastic chair, enclosing all 4 sides. I have finished the first one, and I will do the same with the remaining chairs. These are plastic chairs I found by the roadside. They still look fairly new and sturdy, don't they? Looking closely, you can see that I intentionally left a few small gaps so air can circulate, excess water can drain away, and the roots will not become deprived of oxygen or water loss. Finally, the planters made from wood and plastic chairs are complete. They look quite attractive, don't they? I use a heated awl to create holes near the upper edges, where I will thread the hanging ropes through. For each chair, I will use 2 ropes. By now, you have probably guessed that I am going to hang these chairs and use them to grow plants. I will repeat the same process and wrap the ropes around the remaining 3 chairs. Now, it is time to plant the eggplants. I gently gather the leaves together, then wrap plastic food wrap lightly and evenly around each plant to prevent the leaves from being damaged during the next steps. Using the chair's original circular opening, I carefully guide the eggplant plant downward through the hole. This is how I grow eggplants upside down. Once the plant is in position, I gently remove the nursery bag. You can clearly see that the eggplant roots have developed extensively. I then wrap an additional layer of burlap around the inside of the planter to prevent the soil from washing out. Next, I add the growing medium on top. Here, I use soil mixed with well-decomposed compost. I repeat the same process with the remaining plants. Remember to raise the chair before guiding the plant through, so the stem does not break. Filling each planter to only 2/3 of its height, so the roots have enough room to grow upward and receive air. Finally, I have completed all 4 upside-down planters. Now I gently remove the protective plastic wrap from around the leaves. After removing all the plastic wrap, I water the plants to provide moisture during the early stage. Growing plants upside down helps save space when your garden is small and allows more air to circulate around the root zone. 2 weeks later, my eggplant plants had begun to curve, with their growing tips turning upward. The leaves had also grown much larger, and the stems had become stronger. 1 month later, you can see that the eggplants look completely different from how they did 2 weeks earlier. The leaves are much larger, while both the stems and leaves have become darker in color. After 45 days, flower buds had begun to appear. The plants had also developed several additional main branches. First, I will remove the weeds from the surface. At this stage, the plants need additional nutrients to continue growing, so I will fertilize them. Here, I use worm castings, which contain many minerals and nutrients suitable for the flowering and fruiting stages of eggplants. Remember to apply only a thin layer, about 1 inch, over the surface of the growing medium. Do not add too much, because it may compact the soil and reduce airflow. Even when the plant is grown upside down, its roots still absorb water and nutrients from the soil as usual. I will prepare a solution to provide additional potassium and phosphorus for the plants during this flowering stage. For 2 liters of water, the mixture should be very diluted. Add 1/4 teaspoon of clean wood ash to 2 liters of water. Stir well. Let it settle for a few hours, then use only the clear water from the top. Only use ash from natural wood. Do not use ash from honeycomb charcoal, charcoal briquettes, painted wood, or chemically treated wood. Once the solution is ready, I will use it to water the plants. I pour it gently and evenly around the top of the planter so the nutrients can soak evenly into the soil. After 60 days, the eggplant plants had begun producing their first flower buds. The eggplant flowers have opened, showing that the plants have entered the reproductive stage and are preparing to set fruit. To help the upside-down plants continue growing steadily, I gently wrap a thin rope along each stem and secure it to the hanging frame. This prevents the plants from leaning, breaking, or falling as the branches and fruits become heavier. You can use either thin rope or fine wire. I have finished securing all the plants. You can also see that the stems have developed many side branches. At this point, they need enough sunlight, consistent watering, and balanced nutrition. Growing eggplants upside down makes it easier for me to monitor pests and diseases, care for the plants, and harvest the fruits. It also allows me to use the top of the planter to grow other plants. I will remove some excess leaves, old leaves, weak branches, and shoots growing too densely. This helps improve airflow through the canopy, directs more nutrients toward the flowers and fruits, and reduces the risk of fungal disease. To improve the fruit setting rate, I will help pollinate the eggplants by gently touching one flower against the stamens of another, allowing the pollen to reach the center of the flower. After 70 days, the biggest difference is that the eggplant plants have grown larger and produced many more flowers. Almost every plant is now flowering. It looks like I will soon see small eggplants appearing on the plants. After 80 days, the moment I had been waiting for finally arrived. You can see it too. A small eggplant has appeared right here. After 90 days, the eggplant had grown much larger. I only needed to wait a little longer before harvesting it. After 120 days, my upside-down eggplant plants were heavily loaded with fruit. After a period of growth, the fruits had become large, with smooth, glossy, dark purple skin. The branches were beginning to bend under their weight. At this stage, the fruits could reach about 8 to 10 inches in length. You can clearly see that the stems have also become very strong. This small growing area has produced a lot of fruit, hasn't it? Now it is time to harvest the eggplants. The stems are quite thick and tough, so I have to cut firmly to separate the fruits from the plants. Do you know where the purple color of eggplant comes from? It comes from anthocyanin, a natural pigment found in the fruit's skin. The depth of the color depends on the variety, light exposure, temperature, and ripeness of the fruit. After harvesting the eggplants, the plants have reached the end of their growing cycle. I will reuse these wooden chairs for a new growing season with a different crop. After being exposed for a long time, most of the wooden slats had rotted, so I removed them and decided to replace them with another material. Using old 5-liter plastic bottles, I cut rectangular plastic panels sized to fit the open spaces around the sides of the chairs. I then used screws to secure the plastic panels to the sides of the chairs. These plastic panels will probably last longer than the wooden slats. The plastic panels are also used to cover all 4 sides of each chair. I have now finished the first chair. Using 4 chairs, I have created 4 attractive plastic planters for growing plants. I also make several small drainage holes in the surface of each planter. Using the clean soil I already have, I mix in well-composted cow manure to create the initial growing medium. This mixture is suitable for most plants during their early growth stage. The planter should only be filled to about 2/3 of its height. After filling all the planters with soil, I use a small knife to cut diagonal openings in the plastic panels. I create one opening on each side of every planter, like this.
Tưng tính cả nghèo à, đúng không?
Now I will prepare the seeds. I only need one seedling tray and one packet of seeds. I fill every cell of the tray with soil, then place a small piece of aloe vera in each cell. Next, I slowly add the seeds and cover them with soil. Aloe vera helps provide and retain moisture around the seeds during germination, encouraging the seedlings to develop more quickly. These are my 10-day-old Malabar spinach seedlings. Their true leaves have fully developed, and the roots have grown strong. Now, it is time to transplant them into the soil. I will plant them around the sides of the planters, through the openings I created, placing them carefully to avoid damaging the roots. I will also plant 2 seedlings at the top of each planter. This method uses the entire planter in every direction, prevents wasted space, and reduces the amount of soil required. One interesting thing about Malabar spinach is that it contains calcium and magnesium, minerals that help maintain strong bones and support normal muscle function. It truly deserves a place in the garden. After 1 week, my Malabar spinach plants had grown to about 4 inches tall, with many more leaves. The stems were still slender, but quite succulent. The leaves remained young and green, and no side branches had developed yet. Look at this. One plant has lost its growing tip, probably because a snail ate it during the night. To help the plants grow faster at this stage, I use a mixture of worm castings and organic soil. Worm castings provide concentrated, easily absorbed nutrients that help the roots grow stronger and improve the seedling's resistance. Organic soil creates a loose-growing medium that retains moisture while allowing good airflow, helping the young roots anchor firmly and breathe effectively. I apply only a thin layer, about 2 inches thick, over the surface of the planter. Then I add some water to provide moisture and help dissolve the nutrients for the plants. Don't leave yet, because I'm going to share a tip using this dry straw. I burn the straw until it turns to ash. Then add a small amount of lime and mix everything well. Finally, I let the mixture cool completely before applying it to the plants. Malabar spinach grows quickly and has a short harvest cycle, so fertilizer needs to be applied at the right time. The ash and lime mixture helps improve the soil, provides additional potassium and trace elements, and may help discourage some pests. Only a small amount is needed. After 20 days, the Malabar spinach plants had grown to about 10 inches tall, and their leaves had developed much more. The stems had become stronger, light green, plump, and succulent. New shoots were beginning to emerge from the leaf joints. By this time, the root systems had grown deeper and spread farther through the soil, allowing the plants to absorb nutrients more efficiently and support their rapid growth. After 30 days, the plants had reached about 15 inches tall. They were growing vigorously and looked lush and green. The leaves were thick, smooth, and healthy. Malabar spinach can continue growing and producing harvests for about 3 to 5 months, or even longer, when the weather stays warm, water is sufficient, and the growing tips are harvested regularly.
Trồng á, dưa leo á, trồng dưa leo á, còn lên rồi mình trước sau.
This is the right time for my first harvest. I cut back the young growing tips, leaving the stems and bases about 5 inches tall, so the plants can produce new branches. I also remove some of the young leaves near the tips. The leaves I harvested are enough for one meal today. Malabar spinach leaves contain vitamins A, C, and K, folate, fiber, iron, calcium, magnesium, and potassium. They also contain plenty of water and natural mucilage, which may support digestion. However, Malabar spinach contains oxalates, so people with a history of kidney stones should avoid eating excessive amounts. After harvesting, I add more fertilizer to support the next stage of growth. Here, I apply another thin layer of well-composted manure over the surface. Because Malabar spinach is a climbing vine, I will build a pyramid-shaped trellis so the growing tips can attach and climb upward easily. Here, I use small wooden stakes. Each planter needs 4 stakes, each about 30 inches tall. I insert them deeply around the 4 sides of the planter, then tie their tops together with wire. After 50 days, wow! My Malabar spinach plants had climbed the trellises. They had almost completely covered the wooden stakes. Malabar spinach is a climbing plant that prefers warm, humid conditions. It grows quickly with plenty of light, loose soil, and consistent moisture. Its stems are soft and succulent, can grow several feet long, and require support for climbing. The plant branches vigorously after the growing tips are cut, allowing it to be harvested repeatedly. Malabar spinach tolerates heat well, but grows more slowly in cold weather, low light, or prolonged dry soil. As the plant matures, it produces small flowers, followed by dark purple-black fruits containing seeds. Now it is time for the second harvest. I cut the young leaves, tender shoots along the stems, and growing tips. This method is very suitable for a small garden because the plants do not take up much space. Malabar spinach has a nutritional value fairly similar to spinach, but it is easier to care for. It prefers warm, humid weather, grows quickly, and can be harvested many times. Thank you for watching the video. Remember to like the video and subscribe to my channel.